There we go. All right. Can you hear me now? Can you all hear me now? You should be able to talk.
Yes, Isam Laker.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
hear
That
it.
should have fixed it. I forgot to turn the power on.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. So all of that was missed.
Thank you, brother Juan
Thank you,
Carlos.
brother. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother Juan X.
Juan X
X Carlo.
Carlos.
That's right. You got to
That's
give that
right.
brother his props. Shout
I
out
know that's
to
right.
brother Juan X, aka brother Slay Stone. Shout out to Phenomenal Radio. Guess what? You got an FOI on deck.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. All praises is due to Allah. We are so proud of our brother, and we just thank Allah that he is here in the fold with us. And we got
That's
a
right.
mighty soldier on our hands, family.
That's right.
Got a mighty soldier on our hands. You know, we still working out some technical difficulties around here.
But we wanted to thank so many people for all of your likes, all of your support, subscriptions to our YouTube channel. I looked at my account and it said 200 notifications. I was like, all praises due to Allah. That means we are reaching many of our people. And
Yeah.
it's so necessary. And we try to make our messages, relevant to the time in which we live so that it can be beneficial,
Right.
to those that would tune in. So if you know someone who can benefit, please continue to share. Please continue to, like and give us ideas of things that you like to hear about. We are, of course, spiritually motivated when we come onto our show, meaning we want you to know what God wants you to know.
That's right.
Right. And because we have been blessed, family, we have been blessed to know that God came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad and gave us this wisdom, this knowledge, not to keep to ourselves, not to hide behind our backs in a bushel basket, right?
Right.
But to share it, to give it. And, this is one of the avenues that we are blessed to be able to use, and we want to use it while we can,
Right.
because they're taking off our brothers and sisters so fast, off of these social medias. They have taken our brother minister off of social media.
Brother RZA.
Brother RZA, they
shut down brother Ben's YouTube.
Right. And I know another sister just said, oh, they shut me down last night, and it's because they don't want to hear the truth.
That's right.
As long as we killing one another, and filthiness and, all kind of manners of madness, they allow that to play all day long, but when we're bringing knowledge, we're bringing truth, right. Really trying to express to our people about the vaccine and, what's going on with that, they're trying to shut us down. So, of course, we're going to be creative as we can, but we're going to bring you the truth.
Right. We just want to give a shout out to Melanated People. That's a black social media. It's another one called Black Enough. Black Enough. As BLAQENUFF. Black Enough. And I'm sure it's a whole bunch of other ones out there. But family, as you already know and already see, that they are doing what they're doing and what we knew that they would do in time. So this is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad always told us to do for self or suffer the consequences. Yes. See, these are some of the consequences when you don't do for self, when you have to rely on others like this to get you across the world on their platform. These are the things that happen. I just want to share real quick. I am. I'm gonna hold on. Don't you think that we're gonna miss out? So let me just share this quickly. I shared a post on Instagram, from which is also owned by Facebook. I shared a post from Instagram from Dr. Fauci himself about the danger of the vaccine. Do you know that they came behind that and said they research team said that wasn't true? Now here's Here's the man that's the lead man.
Right.
But yet they said what he said wasn't true. So
they're right.
that just go to show you.
Because he's
That just go to show you what time it is,
yeah.
family. You know, it just go to show you. But we all have to remember as believers, the Holy Quran says this. It said that they desire to put out the light of Allah with their mouths, but Allah will perfect his light.
That's right.
Though the disbelievers be adverse. So whatever, in other words, whatever you do, Allah's word is gonna get to the people. It don't, and we gotta send a kite, like they say. You know, it's gonna get to the people. It got to them through cassette tape. It got to them through videotape. It got to them through CD. It got to them through MP3. Got to them through digital means, and it's gonna keep on getting to them. Because we're going to keep knocking on the doors of your mind to get that truth to you.
Well, you know, my husband was blessed the other day. A brother had experienced, his daughter had committed suicide, and the brother was really going through it. And so my husband, we had some actual CDs. Was it the CDs or DVDs?
Yeah, CD package.
The CD package. And he was able to give it to the brother.
How to deal with the death of a loved one.
Right. Very,
Part 1 and 2.
Very beautiful DVD. And so, you know, that's what he's saying. You know, we get it to our people wherever, however we can, even though we come across social media, still having, you know, those CD packages or DVDs where you can actually hand it to somebody, you know, and put it in their hand, you know, so they can have that in their repertoire, you know, to help them deal with the challenges of today.
Yeah, that, you know, that's another thing for your disaster preparedness kit is some word.
Oh yeah,
from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan or whoever you listen to. You need to have some word, and you definitely need to have some music as well. You definitely need to have some music.
We already know music helps the world go around.
Look, Brother Olu know about music. This man got a whole iPod with like 2 million songs on there.
We were never without music in Belize. When we were at Olu's
my brother know about that.
We were never without music. Some of the best memories that I have.
Man. Come on.
Absolutely.
Well, you already know how we do it. We gonna come back after this music break and give you all the products of the week, and then we go jump into what we gonna talk about. All right. But you know we gotta bless you. We gotta bless you a little bit today.
Oh, he been working. He been working, everybody. He's got some beautiful stuff.
All right, so we gonna hit it.
Which one?
This is different.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. I gotta get it like right. Give me a minute now. Y'all playing around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already know.
You putting it on the speaker?
Oh yes, you cannot play.
All right, so y'all know it's time to get on up. Get on up. Let's get this day going. Let's get the Thinking Thursday. Get our minds right. There we go. Like that.
Yeah. Come on now. Come on. All right. Good morning. That's made by yours truly, y'all. What? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
All right. I think we need a hand
That's
clap on
what I'm
that
talking
one.
about right there. My sister I Am Desire is in the building.
Peace,
She
Queen.
is in the building. Brother Juan Carlos. We got Brother O. Lou over there.
That's
mean,
right.
man, we are honored today. We are honored with the presence of some great ones, y'all. All praise is due to Allah. We pray that you enjoyed that little musical interlude. Me and my dear brother Juan, we gonna be doing something with that. So look for that in the future, okay?
That's right.
Look for that in the future. What you already know, we got to give you the products of the week, okay? Well, we gonna start off with these. In a time like this is what you need. So that is How to Eat to Live, book 1. How to Eat to Live, book number 2.
Right.
And you can right now you can actually pick those up at Final Call Store. So type in Google Final Call Store, and it will take you to it. Go ahead and pick your copies up. And you already know, if you're not a subscriber to the baddest, boldest, coldest newspaper on the planet Earth, the Final Call, that's changing lives one paper at a time.
That's right.
We know that because it changed mine, yours, and a whole bunch of other people. All right. So if you're not a subscriber, definitely go ahead and get your digital edition so that you can actually go ahead and have it on your phone, your tablets, your computers, wherever you are, so that when you talking with your mother and your loved ones, you want to pull up some information for them. Here, mama, it's right here on my phone. I'm going to send you the article so you can get it. But if you like my wife and you need the physical copy,
I need that physical
you gotta
copy,
have
guys.
it. It's okay. It's okay. You know, you can get that too. You can get that by doing one of my favorite things, and that's adopt you a Muslim. Okay, adopt a Muslim. That's what I'm talking about. See, look at that. You don't see no other newspapers that's talking about nothing like that. That's a powerful article just in itself, right there, talking about the toxic places that we live. A lot of us don't know that we just found out in Arizona that they've had 2 water incidents here. They've had 2 water incidents here where they spilled chemicals in the water, and one of them affected the south side of Tucson, which is where a lot of black people, even though it ain't a whole bunch of us here, is where a lot of black people live. So south side got hit with some water contamination. That was in like the 1990s, and then again in 2017. So if you don't know these things and know about, like they just found in the project, they just reported this, that people are still being ill affected by lead poisoning. Still being ill affected by lead poisoning, So I'm just saying to you, family, that's a powerful subject to take on, even in itself. And how we do it. That's something we'll definitely take up in the future. Well, family, if, like we said, you can adopt you a Muslim, or if you don't have Muslims in your city, reach out to us, and we'll definitely ship you that newspaper. We'll do that for you, no problem. We just want you all to have it, okay? So we want you to get that Final Call each and every week. Don't miss one issue, family.
That's right.
Don't miss one issue, because you never know, that could be the issue that will absolutely change and save your life. And you're going to find something in there anyway that's going to change and save your life.
That's
but
right.
It could be a particular issue that you and I are dealing with. All right, family. Well, we have come to that time in our. Oh, that's the product of the week. Oh, just so you all know, that if you're looking for that Paximune, we do have Paximune available for you. So if you don't have yours, it is a dietary supplement that modulates your immune system. In other words, it heightens your immune system. Our dear brother, Dr. Alim, over there at what is the name of the clinic again?
um,
It was right on the top of my head too.
mm,
But Dr. Alim, none to say.
Abundant Life Clinic.
Abundant Life. There you go. Abundant Life Clinic. Thank you.
Right.
The brother at Abundant Life Clinic, they produced this. We are proud distributors of the Paximune. We heard our brother say over and over again, you got Vaxxers and you got Paxers. So which one are you going to be?
I'm a Paxer.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so family, we're going to jump right into it. Today, we're going to jump right into it. We just want to give a quick backdrop story before we get in so that you all know exactly why we took this subject up. We've been cyber attacked twice in the last,
More than
what, twice or two or three times in the last couple of months. I mean, and when we say we've been cyber attacked, it wasn't just taking over our email. These people got into our Etsy account and changed the bank account in there to route the money to themselves.
In
And
one,
and
it was like we were getting the money tomorrow.
right.
We looked at our account.
Right.
We saw our account information.
Right.
Got up the next morning, looked at the account. They had changed it. Money went straight into their account.
See, this is what we talking about, and it wasn't like $5. Okay, that's all we're gonna say. It was in the hundreds. So family, this is a real subject. We have to protect ourselves,
and even with the
and
bank. Remember?
even with the bank, somebody kind of tried to use Zelly to Zelle themselves.
No. Yeah, they went into the account and Zelled themselves $200.
Yeah, we don't even know how in the world they got into the account, but luckily Chase caught it and let us know
Right.
what was going on. But family, we just let you know we live in the digital world, but you need some digital protection.
That's right.
In the digital world.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying to you, as you're gonna hear our brother brother student minister I mean talk on this, because this is part of what he does. It's very important, family, that we actually know how to protect ourselves from cyber attacks. I mean, they cloning your phones, they doing all kind of crazy stuff.
And I think that's
like
what happened. We were out shopping, and because at that point they have some kind of device where they clone your phone.
Right.
So that gives them access in, and so they get to changing your passwords and having stuff sent to them instead of it going to you, and you never even get any notifications that your password has been changed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, paint a real scenario. You done got hit by a major disaster, tornado, whatever, and you had monies in your bank that you're going to have access to, and then somebody cyber attacks you and take all your money out of your bank account. That's absolutely not good.
Right.
Okay, I mean, and this is why we have to have cyber security. This is why we have to be as diligent with that in the cyber world as we are with protecting our physical homes.
Right.
We definitely got to do that. I hope I'm saying your name right. Tadishi, I believe that's how you say it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We appreciate.
Ooh.
We appreciate
Look at this
you
love,
all.
y'all.
Yeah, it's love when it's coffee in the building. It's love when it's coffee in the building. Okay.
Right.
So family, it's just so serious. But we're not going to talk any longer because we're going to watch probably about 20 minutes of this. with Brother Abin, where he's going to actually talk on what we can do. We don't say we the professionals, but this is what this brother does for a job. You know, this is what he does. One of the things that he does. So he can definitely help us with that. So just sit back, put your thinking caps on,
Because it's Thinking
get your that's
Thursday.
right, get your pens, your pads out. I know you can go back and listen, but you know if things hit you, you want to write it down. Please feel free to do so.
Or if it's anything that you may need clarity on that we can get
Yeah,
for you,
right.
feel free to um, put it in the chat.
Yeah, that's what we talking about. Okay, so let me get to it. So give me a moment and I will start video.
Their son, their servant, their Messiah, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Brother Amin Muhammad. I'm a student minister, and it's my privilege, my honor to present this workshop on cybersecurity. I'm going to deal specifically with online information security, email, browsers, applications. Point being, it's going to help with establishing and maintaining security for your digital identity and property. Let's go. Now, let's talk about what cybersecurity really is. What we're talking about here, we have to talk about general orders. We're students in the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and general orders are always in effect. Well, let's go with that. And here's some words of guidance from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan on our general orders. First general order, take charge of this post and all temporal property in view. Our minister says to us, what post are you talking about? On the search or this post or that post, but that's not the post. The post that you've got to take charge of right now and from this day forward is yourself and your development and the life that has been set in motion in you. Take charge of it. That's your duty. Second general order, to walk my post in a perfect manner, keeping always on the alert. Our minister says to us, well, when you are on a post, evidently you are there to guard something that has value to it. Otherwise, you wouldn't need to be on a post. So you have to do what? Walk my post in a perfect manner, keeping always on the alert. Words of guidance to go by. Let's keep going. Now, what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is essentially computer security, information technology security. It is security against the disclosure of information, the loss of information, damage, theft, alter hardware, software, electronic data, as well as disruption and misdirection of the services they provide. Okay? Now, a little bit more, a little bit more. Cybersecurity also is dealing with, the reliance on computer systems, the internet, wireless networking, things, systems like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, due to the growth primarily of what is called smart devices, your smartphone, maybe smart TV, or various other things that connect to the internet, which constitute what is called the Internet of Things. These devices connected to the internet, they provide information media is passed to it, all these things. And due to the complexity of all of this, the technology and the politics of it, cybersecurity is a big, major challenge in the modern world the time we're in. Now, what is the internet, you say? Well, the internet is just like internet is a connection of internet working devices, networks, and such, and devices on the network and how they're connected. Okay, it's a network of networks: private, public, academic, government, business. Okay, they're linked by an array of electronic, wireless, even optical networking technologies. You don't have to worry about a lot of this, but the internet carries a lot of information and resources. We use web applications, email, electronic mails, voice over IP, your cell phone, otherwise known as telephony, and even file sharing, audio, MP3 being sent now, streaming files being sent from Tidal, Spotify, whatever, audio, video, images, sending pictures, video, TikTok, Instagram, all of that from your devices. That's the internet that's used to carry all of that. Now remember, your device, it's a portal. You go on it using your application, whatever it is, to gain access. Your device in this instance and the portal and the opening that it provides you is a door of sorts, like a virtual door. It's opening you up if you go to Facebook, if you go to Tidal, if you go to TikTok, if you go to YouTube, if you go to Netflix, even if you go to these sites through your app using a device, using a tablet, using a phone, using a laptop, using a desktop, you're opening a door. And whenever you open a door out to go out into something, that very door that you're opening, that very door can allow things to come in. And if you're not security minded and walk away from an open door, not securing your property, what ends up happening is you end up having your property, that which is valuable to you, accessible to folks that want to steal from you. And what can they steal from your device?
Everything.
Payment card information, debit, credit card information, sensitive photos or data from you. They can take username and passwords for your online accounts. They can take email information from you, contacts, phone numbers. They can take even for tablets and laptops and desktops, paperwork you might have on there in the form of PDFs and bills or whatever. They can take your mailing address from there. All of those things. Thieves come in, grab it, and they take it in to the dark web. They sell it. That's where you get credit card fraud from, identity theft. It comes from not having secure devices that people, thieves, have access to. Now, in this instance, you're a user using an application, whatever it is, on an operating system, iPhone, Android phone, laptop, desktop, and the physical device is considered hardware. In the hardware operating system, using an application in that environment called operating system. Linux is not mentioned here, but that's what your Android phone, the operating system operates by. And user, that's you. You're the user. Oh, okay. Just understanding the principle, little basic IT 101. Now, again, remember the door. Don't ever forget this. Don't leave a door open unless you want stray things, thieves, or whatever to walk right in. And there's a lot of malicious intent on the internet where you're in the public, your phone, oblivious to where you're going. There are people that can scan your phone as they just stand right next to you. They can clone your phone. There's a lot of that. We're not going to get into that today, but I just want you to remember that's an open door. Whenever you're using your phone, have you secured it? Have you secured your information on it? It's a good question. Let's keep going. Now, here's some of the information that, oh man, went right past it. But I mentioned it. It's okay. It's okay. Let's deal with online information security called email. Email. We don't pay any attention to email. You send it, it's gone. Sending message, wow, it's out. Instantly, it's gone. But you gotta check email. Examine your email. Examine the email address. Don't be so quick to just open your email and hit it, gone. No. If the email is from an unknown source, delete it. Don't open it. If it's even from a source that you think you know that looks familiar and you weren't expecting it, you're not sure of it, find out from the sender before you open it. It could be sent with a virus that affected the sender's address book and automatically sent things out, like in Facebook. Many of you have gotten those kind of warnings. Now, if the email looks like it could be from your bank or financial institution, an airline, FedEx, but you didn't do business with them recently, it could be malware. We'll talk about that in a minute. Or spam. Look carefully at the email address to ensure it's legitimate. And also, FedEx, UPS, details, banks will never send you zip attachments and ask for your password. Emails like this typically has malware in it. You click it, you catch something. And watch out for links in emails. You see them, they look blue in most cases or underlined. Don't click it unless you absolutely trust the individual. Absolutely trust the individual because it could link you to something that will capture information, plan a bot or some kind of program on your phone, on your device, on your laptop, desktop, and then capture and install all manner of things to disrupt what you're doing. Now, for example, this happened to me recently. We have children in school, many of us. We have a wonderful, wonderful, our youngest daughter, senior in college. She's in Brooklyn. She needs a little some funds, sending some funds, cash after, good to go. She handling her business, me back to work, handling my business. Then as I'm checking my mail as I do, within the next hour, I'm noticing something strange. I scan my spam. I'm looking because sometimes you get stuff. I look and I see this thing. We've been trying to reach you. Please respond. Open immediately. What? Cash App? What? These people monitoring the connection and the transaction.
Yep.
A troll, a bot, then automatically generating this, which is meant to trap me. It's a phishing email.
Right.
If I click this button, it can capture who knows, a plant, whatever on my machine. Am I gonna click it because they talking about a reward? Hell to the no, I'm not gonna do anything like that. Forget these people. But you gotta look, giving you, letting you know. And I got all kinds of security on mine, but look at what happened. Yeah. So, internet security. That's what we're talking about. How we're going to be secure on the internet. Well, most of us look at finalcall.com, finalcalldigital.com, store.finalcall.com. Have you been there lately? Well, these are URLs. These are uniform resource locator. What resource? The website, the domain. Now, this, of course, is not a so shameless a plug for what we should support a wonderful newspaper, The Final Call. Make sure you subscribe to the digital edition of The Final Call and support store.finalcall.com. This is a website, and those are URLs that allow you access to the website. Very, very important to understand what a URL is. Let's go in. Now, when you're browsing on the internet, you're using Google. I wouldn't use Google. But anyway, if you're using Google, Bing, or DuckDuckGo, that's one of the best to search. Usually it's the first two pages that have their legitimate website. Anything after that, you should ignore. Avoid any URL that does not end in .com, .us, .edu, .gov, or .org unless you're absolutely sure that it's legal. It's good to go. Watch out for pop-ups. Never click I agree or okay on an internet pop-up. Look for the red X in the top right corner and close it. Don't install free software. Lord have mercy, unless you know it's safe. Free software typically is one of the top ways malware spreads. You catch something going for something that's free. I mean, don't do it. Please. So, here's some do's and don'ts. Enable two-factor authentication. We'll get into that with multi-factor authentication. Give bogus answers sometimes to security questions. Scrub your online presence. Clean it up, especially in Facebook and all that stuff. Use a unique, secure email address that you might have for password recoveries if you need to. Don't use the same password for multiple accounts. We'll talk about that. Use a dictionary word for password. Don't do that. Come on, man. Don't. Come on. We have to think and be clearer headed. You know, it's like using a skeleton key to close and secure your house. And somebody just has to use a nail pen or a hairpin rather to go in and open the door, like we see in the old movies. Don't do that. Don't make it easy. Make your password. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or something. Don't. So protect yourself. Protect yourself. Keep your software, operating system, and browsers up to date. Now, software companies are always including new fixes and upgrades, so you got to install them now. So you can inoculate devices and protect them against malicious software known as malware. Malware is this software meant to do you harm, not you personally, but your software, your devices. It's meant to mess stuff up. Get a reputable antivirus product on your home PC or laptop. You can look these things up. Pay a little bit if you got a lot of stuff you want to protect. It will help prevent your device from becoming infected with malware and clean up any existing infections, particularly for Android phones. You need an antivirus product on those Android phones. Only download apps from Google Play or the Apple App Store, never from third party app stores or links. Don't do that because they may seem free, shareware, you got a game you like or whatever, whatever. No, no, no. Most of them contain malware. Most of them that are free like that, you're going somewhere else to get it. It's meant to capture data and keep it. And we'll talk about some of that data that they capture shortly. Secure your account login information, okay? Don't reuse the same or similar passwords across multiple sites or applications. Now, if you do that and a hacker gets your password and account, they can use it everywhere and get all your stuff.
Right.
Consider using a password manager. It's a software app. You can get that. It'll create unique, lengthy, complex passwords for you and store them. Now, multi-factor authentication. We hinted on this with two-factor authentication. What this means is when you're logging into a website or in an application that has financial data, one information you're trying to secure, this type of authentication is a way by which you're verifying that the person logging into these accounts on these applications is who they say they are by sending a code or something to an email address, perhaps, or to a phone number that they have on file. That way, you have to look on the device that's supposed to belong to you, look in the email address that's supposed to belong to you, find it, then put it in there. And it's two factors or multi factor allows you then to put that in to verify username and password. If you have an iPhone, that could be also your Face ID, your Thumb ID, and all that kind of stuff. But you need to secure your account information. Very, very important. Think before you click. Lord have mercy. Think before you click. Don't start clicking. It's easy to do. Don't click on links or open attachments and unsolicited emails or text messages. You might think it's from your girl or whoever it is or whatever. Don't do that. I mean, we're in a nation, we don't like girls like that. But anyway, you could install malware on your device. Be cautious about sharing PII, personally identifiable information, over the phone and email and text messages, especially if you didn't initiate the contact. What is PII? Date of birth, place of birth, mother's maiden name, school you came in, elementary school you grew up in, all of that stuff. Those things put together build a profile and can allow somebody to get into an account of yours by just saying they forgot your password. Limit how much information you share on social media. Lord have mercy. Facebook, all that stuff. Lock down the privacy settings on your account. You should check Facebook's privacy settings every month. The information you share online could be exploited. And also, only give applications the permission they really need. Do they really need to have your location all the time, even if you're not using the app? No. If you're gonna give it only when using the app,
That's right.
you don't need your contact. You don't need access to your camera, your microphone. Really, your photos, all of that. You will find in many of these applications because we're not careful. You open the app, you've opened the mic, and the mic and the information goes in. You close the app, and the mic stays open, and it's feeding the application because the application is running. All of, particularly on Android phones, you got to secure this kind of stuff because they make money selling your information. Cybersecurity on the go. Avoid using public Wi-Fi hotspots. I know it's easy. Starbucks, Panera. I've done it. We do it because it's easy. It's convenient in coffee shops and airports and hotels. Look, use your mobile network. Use your hotspot if you have to on your phone. If you're going to use public Wi-Fi, have a VPN, virtual private network, that protects your stuff. Look that up. You can get that. And don't use publicly available charging cards or USB ports with your devices. These are used primarily to deliver malware to your device and steal your data. Always be sure to plug your cord directly into the power source. Now, tips to combat cyber fraud. Create and save bookmarks for your banking websites and financial websites to avoid inadvertently entering your credentials in a fraudulent site. They make up these spoofing sites that look like your website, but it ain't. Ensure that you're using a reliable email provider rather, that has security features like multi-factor authentication, spam blocking. Google just started doing that. Outlook does it. I think Yahoo might do it now. But look at that and get rid of old things that ain't doing that. Monitor your lines of credit for fraudulent activity. Do that regularly, once a month. Also, you can freeze your credit so you can prevent people that are stealing your identity from establishing lines of credit, and then you unfreeze it when you need to use it. Also, secure your home Wi-Fi. Do not use the password, default password and username that came out the box with the router you got from Xfinity or AT&T or whoever it is. Create a Wi-Fi network for your guests, okay? And make sure that it's not connected to your home smart device. Don't connect your thermostat and your phone, your camera rather, on your door, your Ring camera to your guest Wi-Fi. That don't make sense. You expose your whole network at home to those who would steal from you. So this is just an introduction. I thank you for your patience. I hope we said something worthwhile to you. I'm a systems engineer, business analyst, but more importantly, I'm a student in the teachings of the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad under the leadership, under the stewardship of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. If you have any questions or comments, please contact me, Amin Muhammad at themariamproject.com. Thank you so much for your time and patience. Happy Safety Day.
And all praises due to Allah.
Praises due to Allah.
I think that was very informative.
Yes.
Very informative. We have definitely listened to what brother has said, and my husband and my son have made the necessary adjustments on our devices, and we're continuing, to really do more to secure, because we spend so much time now on social media, on our devices. They're no longer phones, they're computers.
That's right.
And we have to be on top of it, always checking it, because it's people out here and that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They mean to steal your money.
That's
And
right.
they're, like he said, he cashed out some money to his daughter, and next thing you know, they like, oh, they're watching.
Right.
They had to have been watching our Etsy and seeing activity, right? And said, oh, they're getting ready to have their money deposited. They swoop in.
Right.
How they're able to do that, Etsy said that our email was compromised. But even with that, you're supposed to have to put in the current account number in order to switch. How they got that information? Don't know. Is it the same person using multiple names? Is it a group of them that tag team you? People are actually doing that. Instead of spending their powers for good, they use their powers for evil. So we have to be on top of it. I always think about the phrase, evil exists because good people do nothing. And that is the case. You're a good person. You're not thinking somebody's stealing my stuff, but you have to stay on top of it as a good person. It's extra work. It's extra effort to secure your. It's just like your house. We've been robbed. And it's not that the house wasn't secure. We weren't there. And so the thieves had an opportunity. And whenever the messenger said, "Don't tempt them,"
Right.
So we're not going to tempt them. We're going to secure, our social media and our devices to the best of our ability. And I really think that we all should do it. Fam, you need to get with someone who can help you. Go back and look at that video over and over and over again, because the information in there was vital, absolutely vital.
You know, I just want to mention this because, a lot of our elders are getting these new devices, their grandchildren and convincing them, or you're getting it for your parent, you're getting it for your parent or your the grandchildren, them convincing them to get the nephew, convincing them to get the latest and the greatest phone, and so that they could get the one that's free and everything like that. But a lot of our elders don't know about this cybersecurity. So when you convince grandma and your aunt and your mother to get these devices, then one of the things that, as we're just learning, you should definitely help them secure their devices. You should help them secure their devices. Mama, daddy, grandma, you need to do this when you get on there. You need to do that, and try to help and make sure that they know exactly what to do, because a lot of them are on retirement and social security, and that's the last thing they need, somebody coming in and stealing their money and whatnot, and none of us need that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, especially among our elders, a lot of us, again, we get these devices and these phones, and mama, I got you the new this and the new that, but we're not assuring that they know how to protect themselves. And well, some of us are not assuring that they know how to protect themselves in cyberspace, and we're not ensuring that they know how. They may be savvy and they like doing Apple Pay and they like doing Google Pay and they like doing all of these things. Coming into modern technology, and they loving what's going on, but at the same time, if they don't know how to protect themselves, then of course, horrible things can happen and do happen all the time. So even with some of us that are very tech savvy, these things still do happen. I mean, think about it. Government's websites have got hacked, banks, all kind of stuff. So that just go to show you how serious it is, and whether you want to come into it or you don't, you have to realize that we are in a digital world.
Right.
We're in a digital world, and the technology is not going backward; it's going forward. Yes, I do highly recommend that you still learn the old school things, remembering phone numbers and all of that kind of stuff, balancing your checkbooks, all that. Remember all those things, teach all those things.
Right.
But at the same time, you got to realize that the world is moving on technology wise, and we ain't seen nothing yet. I mean, and if you look at some of the technology they have, like in Japan, China, I'm talking about on they phones there. I mean, their whole life is on that phone.
Yeah.
I'm saying doctors' information, all kind of stuff. I mean, right in their hand on their device. So I'm just letting you know, it's more things yet to come. So this is why, I know a lot of people say, well, what this got to do with disaster preparedness? As we said, if you just got hit by a tornado, hurricane, whatever, and that was your means to get money, now you done had a cyber attack and somebody got all your money, now you understand why this is important in the disaster, because now you live in a very digital world.
Right.
And in living in the digital world, you have to secure your digital self, your digital property. Just to show you, and I'm ending on this, just to show you, our dear brother Ben X. I get friend requests from people that's cloning his account all the time.
Right.
The real brother Ben, this, that, the other. I get that, and I know those of us who follow him, they get that.
Yes.
And trying to get you to follow them, and so that you might think that's them, and start trying to send monies and stuff like that.
Right.
So you have to be very, very alert today. You have to be very alert as we are out here,
Right.
in this digital world. We did a conference in Atlanta, Let Us Make Man conference. We did the Let Us Make Man conference. Beautiful brother. He's a radio personality in Atlanta. Can't remember his name right now. But I took my son, and we went to the online presence workshop. And there they let all the young people and everybody know to not try to be somebody online that you're not in real life. That is a part of your security too. Because some of us think that because we behind these computer screens, and we can say anything and do anything. How many videos you've seen where somebody track your IP address, and then the next thing you know, they come into your house? So you have to be careful out here.
Right.
You have to be careful. Don't be talking crazy, and think you tough Tony now, knowing you not gonna squash a grape. Okay, don't do that. That's a means of cybersecurity too. Don't be somebody online that you not in real life. You know what I mean? Be yourself at all times. Be yourself at all times. Respond like the self you know. You know what I'm saying? Respond like the self you know. Don't think you all of a sudden Bumpy Johnson, and you're not. And for those who don't know who Bumpy Johnson is, you need to go and watch the movie Hoodlum with Lawrence Fishburne, so you would know who that is. Okay? But don't do that, because you get yourself in trouble, because you don't know who you talking to and what kind of life that they living. Okay?
Right.
So that's just something that we wanted to share. Did you all find this informational? Did you all find this informational? Did you find that this was something that you would be willing to share with your family or friends? Hit us in the chat. Let us know if this was something that you felt was valuable. I mean, this
Right.
is something I would put my young people in front of and let them know, hey, you got to be careful, and stuff like that. Did
And
you
you
all
know what?
find that valuable?
As you talk about young people and our children, our children are on these devices. And because there are really sick people out here, we have to protect them as well. It's not just about finance, but it's about the information. And your children like, oh, I go to such and such school. Oh, we take recess at this time. And, sometimes I go and hide behind this building. It's information that they compile so that, they can interrupt our lives.
Right.
So we have to always be on top of it. And that's with everything, security. We're talking about internet, and our devices, but we have to apply it to ourselves, just like in the beginning when he talked about the general orders.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
We had to take charge of this post.
That's right.
And all temple property in view. Right. So this is the temple of God.
That's right.
We are the post that we're guarding, and we have to really consider that this is, and I'm going to go there right now. So I want y'all to listen. God gave this body to you. He birthed you. He was with you in the womb. He did not give any rights over you except your parents. And then when you became an adult, the only person that has control and rights over you is Allah.
That's right.
So don't let other people tell you what you got to do with your body.
That's right.
It belongs to you, and you have to secure it. You have to love yourself enough to secure yourself, whether it be physically, mentally, spiritually, morally, financially. You got to take care of you. because you're the only you that you have.
That's right.
And we have to take it so serious, family, because we're being assaulted on so many different levels, right? You got medical that is trying to, you know, force you into things that can harm your body. You got the food industry that has no love for you. They only want to make money.
Mm-hmm.
You have chemtrails. I mean, there's so many different levels. And when you love yourself, it's not stressful to take care of yourself.
Right.
But when you leaning toward, well, I don't know, then you allow things to come in and attack you.
That's right.
You got to protect you. We have to protect ourselves. God gave us the responsibility, right? Dominion
Go ahead.
over this
Yeah.
earth. That's what we have. And each individual, we have to really take it seriously. We have to raise our children to understand their bodies,
Yeah.
understand their mind, how their mind works,
Come on.
how engrams can set in, and how to help them overcome those things so that they can move forward in life and not get stuck.
Right.
Right. So we have to look at it on every level.
Yes.
That's what I loved about Savior's Day and the disaster preparedness section, because it talked about it on so many different levels. If you're out in your car by yourself, what do? Are you prepared?
Right.
Right. If you get stuck in your house, do you have food? Do you have water? Do you have something to keep you warm?
Right.
Right. Something to cool you down. If you have to leave your house, do you have a ready to go bag?
Come on.
So we have to look at different scenarios, because at the end of the day, we're trying to secure our bodies.
Right.
We're trying to secure our minds, right? We're trying to secure our spirit, to not let spirit killers come in and destroy what it is that we have worked so hard, to build a foundation with God. You don't want spirit killers to come in and take that away from you.
Right.
Oh man, you giving your money to this, that, or the other. Yeah, I'm giving my money. you know all praises due to Allah. We worked hard for Savior's Day this year.
Yes,
and
we did.
and getting our Savior's Day gift to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam. We gave in charity. Yeah, we want to secure our nation, because we love our nation.
That's right.
And because we love our nation, it's like loving yourself.
Come on.
Because we are one and the same, because I really don't exist without my nation.
Come on.
Because this nation was built by God himself.
Go
So, that's the only reality. God is the only reality, family. So we got to take care of ourselves. I have to take care of my husband. I have to make sure that he's good, because he's a part of me, as well as my son and my family. Right. So these are the things we have to do, but you got to secure yourself first.
That's right. Family, we just want to say this. I know we mention this all the time when we talking about disaster preparedness over these last couple of weeks. And one of the things that we talk about is that these disasters are more and more forthcoming. See, Jesus said that you will have these type of calamities. The Quran, the Bible. If you go from any of the religious texts, you'll find that there is a serious time that we are living in. And we are living in that time, family. We're living in that time. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that the four great judgments is rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, okay? Jesus said pestilence, famine, war, rumors of war, earthquakes in diverse places. If you read the Quran, it talks about the star when it sets, great calamities would come. See, we're living in a time like that. The scripture says that this is a time like it never was since there was a time in history.
Wow.
And we're living in that hour. We're living in that time. So when we're talking about disaster preparedness, we're not talking about if disaster comes. We're talking about when it comes. How prepared are we? Think about what just happened in Texas a couple of months ago. Look how quickly it happened.
Right.
Pipes froze, people without food, people without water, people without these things. That's, again, as Jesus said, that's just the beginning of sorrows. I know many of us, we think that when all of these things going down, that we're going to be, I'm not making mockery. I'm just saying we think we're going to be took up in the rapture and get away from this. No, the scripture says, had not I shortened the days for mine elect's sake, there'd not be one soul left on the earth. Mm-hmm. So, in other words, you and I and we are going to go through some of this and a lot of this too. That's right. So we have to be preparing ourselves for disasters. We have to be preparing ourselves for disasters. We just took on this part this week with the cybersecurity, but we definitely have to prepare ourselves for disasters. We want to let our son close out with what he wants to share. He's been over there sitting quietly, and we want to hear from him on this cybersecurity and whatever else he wants to say, and then we'll come back and let you all hear what's going on next.
All right, there he is.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Good morning. Um, well, after everything that I heard, I mean, I agree with everything that they said. I mean, the only thing that I really have to add, of course, another form of cybersecurity that is being added is a lot of people are doing this virtual reality stuff now, and you're putting it over your head, and they're getting a lot of personal information and the way you think and how your brain works and etc. From that.
Right.
So that's why it really, I would just suggest you don't go in that realm unless you was gonna make your own, like Meta Knights is doing, like he's making his own. But unless you make your own, I wouldn't suggest that. So that's one, because they already programming you with the TV. I mean, if you're watching TV or playing video games and stuff, they already program you, and now you got something over your brain, basically programming you more. Um, because like one game that a lot of people like buy all the time, and it was a case where somebody was playing Grand Theft Auto and they went out and tried to do it in real life. And I know they like, well, there wasn't that many people that did it. It don't matter. People still did it. So that means that there's a high possibility that can still happen. So you have to be careful. Um, Definitely with your children, in terms of not saying that you can't let them play games or whatever, but in their beginning phases, like, have them read more books, play more, mind games and things like that. Or they can play games like NFA Studios, or they can like play different educational games and stuff, or even Lego stuff, but you still have to be careful because they be putting suggestive content in almost everything. So unfortunately, you just gonna have to do your best to stay away from it. Or if they see it, explain what it is and why they shouldn't want to view this. So that way, like, instead of just saying, and I know that I'm not a parent right now, in the future, but you gotta not just be like, well, no, I see it, don't view it. You gotta explain to them why not to view it, and hopefully, they'll listen to you. But if not, like, my mother was saying, basically Allah's the one in control over you and control over everybody. So you really have no control over anybody except yourself. And unfortunately, and I'm really beginning to realize that you have, not unfortunately, it's a fortunate thing, but unfortunate circumstances. I'm beginning to understand that you really have to go to Allah and just ask him to help you stay in control of yourself, as people do crazy stuff around you, because they will. And another, well, sorry, cybersecurity, sorry, not regular security, cybersecurity, sorry. Another thing is, well, like he said, the brother was saying, brother, I mean, right? Definitely don't do what I've done. Don't go and download emulators and stuff unless you trust it. Like, some of them are trustworthy, and some of the sites where you get the games from are trustworthy and don't cause viruses and stuff. But you have to be still have to be careful in that realm, because there's a lot of fake ones that's out there. So definitely be careful on the word, free software,
Mm,
because you get tempted. Oh, it's free. Oh my god.
right.
1 hour later, my computer. No. Definitely. Also, like another thing, definitely have backups for your documents and all that stuff. That's why, like Microsoft, they got OneDrive and Google got Google Drive. You might, of course, you have to pay for the space for a lot of them, but it's definitely worth it because that way you can have your information backed up and not be worrying about, oh my god, this lost documents from 10 years ago. But also, if you can, make physical copies too and put them away. That's a
Right.
third thing,
Mm-hmm.
because even with like games and etc., a lot of people are trying to go digital, but I'm like, you don't have a physical copy and you lose all your data, I mean, you're in trouble. So
Yes.
you should have the physical copy of things to the best of your ability.
I agree.
And then also, I mean, if you can, if you're able to afford it, definitely have a backup computer and a backup phone. I mean, back up everything if you can get it, just in case. Because I know that had it happen where like I really needed a backup, like because I had my computer, I had a really good computer, and then unfortunately it got smashed on the wheel of a car. So that was that, and I didn't have no backup computer, so
Mm,
I had to thank a lot. I was able to get funds from other family members and etc. But that's why you have to have backup.
mm,
And then definitely have a good firewall. Well, no, Windows and Linux has a firewall on their own, but like it's some things you can do. Like you have to make sure you look it up and see professionals who do it to actually enhance it, because you
mm.
don't want to enhance it too much to where it literally blocks everything. Like you have to be careful. You want to be protected, but there's also a thing as overprotection. As it's a balance. Um, and definitely have your software like McAfee. Is that how you pronounce it?
McAfee.
McAfee,
McAfee.
yeah,
Okay, McAfee.
McAfee.
Right.
And then Kasperky, cybersecurity or internet security.
You
I
can look that up.
Right.
You don't have
There's
to
several
cover
out
all the
there.
Yeah, there
names.
you can look them up, but I was just letting you know like two, because I used to have the internet one and it works well, and they tell you this site is not safe, don't go there, or and stuff like
Right.
that. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So that's I think that's all I have to say about that. They've
Yes,
said
sir.
almost everything else.
All praises due
All
to
right.
Allah. Well, thank you so very much. We have to have our young man in our conversation. And I'm going to tell him, like Brother told him last week, stop waiting to the end, and then you dropping all this wisdom and knowledge on everybody, and they don't have a chance to engage with you.
Right.
So, we really do want your comments earlier on into the show.
Yeah, I think that he brought up a very excellent point about that virtual reality aspect, because of course you're getting now into the realm of the Apple smart glasses and all these other companies. And remember, I was just thinking as he was saying it, that signals go both ways. So you receive and you send. You receive and you send. So you have to understand, even your brain has a frequency and a pattern. And so if I can tap into that, I can cause you to do different things. A lot of people don't want to think about that.
Right.
But again, you're in a very digital world. I know a lot of people that may not do anime, but it's called Sword Art Online. And in Sword Art Online, they had all the virtual reality gear on. And so when they went virtual, the owner of the game locked everybody in the virtual world so they couldn't get out. And then the in the real world, they sent the message around and said that if you try to take the device off of the person, they're gonna die.
Right.
So I know that's anime, but remember, these things come out of the minds of men. Well, so if they doing it for fun. Somebody thinking about doing it for real. So
Right.
I'm
And
just
somebody's
saying,
thinking about doing it for evil.
and some
So,
that's right. So
right.
you know, we just have to definitely look into those things and be very careful. No, I'm not telling you to be afraid of technology, but I am telling you to be careful when you're using technology. Okay.
I wanted to
Be-
add
Go ahead.
something. As they're talking about that and this controlled software, we have to really think about the experimental vaccine,
Yeah.
which is software.
Yeah.
Okay. It is software that they inject into the body that can be controlled with a computer. Okay. So,
Say that.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So we have to really think about when we talk about securing your body, that this belongs to you,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have to be careful what you're putting, what you're allowing to come into your body. And we have to, remain prayerful, because we always have to have, our protection, our spiritual protection and intuition up. Be careful, family. These vaccines are experimental.
Right.
They are software. You can go to their website.
Moderna, they said right on the page that
Right,
this is a software.
right. And, whatever reason they have, um, to inject so many people with it, family, we have to really look at it. They can't even classify it as a vaccine.
Right.
And because it was so quickly done, they were able to use the emergency um right, the emergency act,
Mm-hmm.
in order to get it out to the public,
Right.
with the, you know quote unquote, vaccine to help. But it's not helping, it's not stopping people from getting COVID-19. So we have to look at Bill Gates. Bill Gates's technology. Bill Gates is not a doctor.
Right.
He never has been. His vaccines have always been experimental.
Right.
And many countries have actually banned him and his vaccines because of the damage that has been done. And so we have to look at it, family. Are we going to allow our enemy to pressure us into destroying our own selves?
Come on.
That don't make sense. How can we trust someone who has never had our best interests at heart?
Right.
Have always allowed others to mutilate us and beat us and destroy us and kill us and all of this. And now I'm first on the list. Now you want to take care of me? Now Black Lives Matter? No, fam. You got to trust the God. You got to listen to the God within, and we have to be careful. So, we thank you all. We pray again that this information was informative. I learned something, and this was my second or third time listening to our brother. So I know it was helpful for me. I pray that it was helpful for you all. We've enjoyed ourselves, and inshallah, we will see you at 10:30 on Love My Kidneys. Y'all know Love My Kidneys. Y'all gotta love. Y'all got y'all cup. Y'all got y'all cup. Love My Kidneys. It takes a lot of love, fam.
Yes. Family, want to give a shout out before we get over here. Brother Juan X, Carlos, I Am Desire, Tedeschi, Tyrone, Brother Ricky, Sister Terry, Sister Tahia, Sister Karen, Brother Benjamin, Sister Gail. We thank you all for
Thank
tuning
you,
in, Brother
fam.
Olu. We thank you all for tuning in with us,
Absolutely.
and we pray that we have shared something of value for each and every one of you. And as you all know, we are in the process of building Love My Kidneys Center. And Love My Kidney Center will help give access to other healing modalities for those that want to go the natural route. Okay. And so that's what it's about, information education, motivation. All right.
All right.
So if you all would like to help us in that effort, that is the Cash App right there. If you want to talk further with us about it and what we're going to be doing, feel free to reach out. You can definitely do that, and we can tell you more about it. We've already at about 300 or 400, but we need to do this 501c3 in the absolute legal way, so that we can make sure all the proper things are in place.
That's right.
And the company, a black-owned company, we're going to be working with for the program that they doing is going to be around, I think, $5,000 or $6,000 for the whole thing, to get it done. So anything you can do to help us with that, we definitely appreciate that. As you all may or may not know, my beloved wife is healing from kidney failure stage 5. She's healing from that, and her numbers are getting better and better each and every month. We're doing things. We are striving to be the example and the miracle uh, that we can show forth that you can absolutely come off dialysis, that you can absolutely heal thyself, and bring the body back into balance. So we are on that journey, and that's why we document the journey and bring other people that are also uh, dealing with it and being healed as well, for motivation, inspiration, and education. Okay, so
Absolutely.
I know that's a little rhyming, but come on and join us over on Love My Kidneys, which will be, what time is it now?
Yeah, let me see. I think in 40 minutes. Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so
40
in
minutes.
about 40 minutes, come on over to Love My Kidneys. We got a great show for you planned. But we thank you all once again for tuning in with us. If you found any value in what we shared today, please share, 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 share. Also, if you're not a subscriber to our YouTube page, Mind Spark Creations, please go ahead and subscribe so that you will be able to get us on YouTube. And also, shout out to Phenomenal Radio for every Friday and Saturday at 8 a.m. They actually replay our shows. Shout out to brother Juan X Carlos, Slate Stone, and the whole crew over there.
That's right.
We thank Allah for that. Shout out to Pandora Radio that also carries our podcast, Anchor FM, Apple, Google Podcast. We all over the place, Spotify. So if you want to find us, type in Mind Spark Creations, and you can actually go back and listen to these shows, so that you can actually review them for yourself.
Yes,
Well,
right.
family, we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. As our brother Jake says, we love you very, very much. And we pray that you have an excellent rest of your day.
Yes.
Remember to be the best, because you are
The best.
absolutely the best. And don't forget, family, to continue to let the spark in your mind create a new reality. All right, we look forward to seeing you on Love My Kidneys. Until then, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings, everybody. Enjoy your day.